Hello everyone, this is Steve Ganz and I want to welcome you back to Options Trading 101 where we dig into the real basics of options. But I find that many options traders are asking questions in the YouTube channel, etc., that lead me to believe that they may not have a grasp of some of these fundamentals. So I think it's a very key aspect of understanding the basics of options, the terminology, and specifically how options move, because they don't move just like stock. I often talk about trading options like three-dimensional chess, because in a normal stock, you have the market going up or the stock going up and the stock going down. With options, you have a total different variable in there, actually a few different variables, but probably one of the main ones is volatility. Now, the way we get to volatility, the way we understand volatility is by understanding intrinsic and extrinsic values. So I want to take a few minutes to dig into that concept. So if we have an option that at expiration, let's say it's worth $5, if it's not near expiration yet, it could be worth more. So what do I mean by that? Intrinsic value is the real tangible value of an option if it were exercised immediately. In other words, essentially, if it were at expiration. Only in the money options, and we're going to dig deeper into what does in the money, out of the money, all those things mean in a subsequent episode. But right now, let's just say only in the money options have intrinsic value. And that intrinsic value represents the difference between the current price of the underlying asset and the option's strike price. So to give you an example, if I have a long call option with a strike price of $50 and the current stock is trading at $55, the intrinsic value of this call option is $5. Because I could exercise my option to buy that stock at at $50, and then I could turn around and sell it immediately at $55. So that is the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is only impacted by the price of the underlying. So if you have a long call option and the underlying price of that long call option is going up and down, the amount that it changes in relationship to the option, that particular piece is the intrinsic value. Now, there's a separate whole component to options, which is that three-dimensional chess piece of the puzzle, and that is the extrinsic value. The extrinsic value can vary in a lot of ways. So looking at extrinsic value, it's also known as the time value, and it's the additional value of an option above and beyond the intrinsic value. It accounts for factors such as time till expiration, volatility, interest rates, lots of other things come into play. The main one that we as option traders need to focus on and understand is volatility. Time is fairly easy to understand. We're going to get into the Greeks here also in subsequent episodes. But just know that when we get into the Greeks, that time until expiration is known as theta. Volatility is pretty straightforward. We'll get into that as well. So both in the money and out of the money options can and will have extrinsic value unless you're right at the time of expiration. So using the same example we talked about before, I have long call options with a strike price of $50. The stock is currently trading at $55. If the option is at $7, that means that the extrinsic value is $2. In other words, I have the $5 of intrinsic value. Therefore, the balance, because if the option's trading at $7, that balance or that additional $2 represents the extrinsic value. And again, that extrinsic value can be a function of time, volatility in the option, what the market is expecting going forward, etc. So the total premium of an option is the sum of its intrinsic and extrinsic values. Now, it's critical to understand that. I kept this piece a little bit shorter because I want you to go back and watch it a second time. because it's very critical to understand this before we get into our next session, where we're going to talk about volatility and moneyness in options, in the money, out of the money, at the money. What does all of that mean? And how does that extrinsic value come into play when we're looking at volatility? So I'll look forward to seeing you in that next episode soon. Take care, everyone.